Dear students, we already studied Newton's first law of motion. Now let us see what is Newton's second law of motion. So in the previous examples we studied the rate of change of momentum of a body is final momentum minus initial momentum divided by time, that is rate of change of momentum. So if you open this bracket, what we will get? mv minus mu divided by t. So what is m? M is the mass of the moving body and v is the final velocity and u is the initial velocity. So mv minus mu divided by t means what? Rate of change of momentum. The velocity of a moving body changes from u to v when a force F is applied for t seconds. So on applying a force of F, what happens? The velocity of the moving body changes from u to v. So u is the initial velocity and v is the final velocity. Then rate of change of momentum of the body is m into v minus u by t. So if you open this bracket, what we will get? mv minus mu divided by t. That is change in momentum divided by t. If the force acting for t second is increased, what change will take place in the rate of change of momentum? So on increasing the force, what will happen to rate of change of momentum? So on increasing the force, the rate of change of momentum also increases. What if the applied force is reduced? So on applying if the applied force is reduced, then the rate of change of momentum decreases. That means on increasing the force, rate of change of momentum increases, and on decreasing the force, rate of change of momentum also decreases. That means both force and rate of change of momentum are directly proportional. So if we increase force, then rate of change of momentum increases, and if we decrease the force, then rate of change of momentum also decreases. So rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. This is Newton's second law of motion. So this statement is the second law of motion. So Newton's second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the unbalanced external force acting on it. So the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the unbalanced external force acting on it. We can write. So this is Newton's second law of motion, and the mathematical expression of this second law of motion is force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. That is F is directly proportional to m into v minus u by t. So this term represents rate of change of momentum and F represents force. So F is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. See, v minus u by t means what? Acceleration. So acceleration means v minus u by t. So instead of this term, we can write it as a. So F is directly proportional to mass into acceleration. In order to remove this proportionality, we have to multiply with a constant. That constant is k. So F is equal to, so on multiplying with a constant, we will get F is equal to kma, where k is the constant, m is the mass of the body, and a is the acceleration. If k is equal to 1, so when k becomes 1, the constant becomes 1, then the equation becomes F is equal to ma. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. So this is one of the important equation. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. This is the equation to calculate force. So using second law of motion, we can able to calculate force using the equation F is equal to mass into acceleration. Then Newton's second law of motion states that rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to unbalanced external force acting on it, and this is the mathematical expression of second law of motion. Then what is the unit of force? Yes, unit of force is Newton. Unit of mass is kilogram. Unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So unit of force is also kilogram meter per second square, or simply we can say the unit of unit of force is Newton. So here some questions are given. You have to write these questions in your notebook and the answers too. Okay. A car moving with a speed of 108 km per hour comes to rest after 4 seconds on applying the brake. If the mass of the car including the passenger is 1000 kg, what will be the force applied when brake is applied? See, a car moving with a speed of 108 km per hour. So the car is moving with the speed of 108 km per hour. See, speed is given in kilometer per hour. So we have to convert this speed into meter per second, because the unit of speed is meter per second. So we have to, in the first step, we have to convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. So initial velocity of the car, that is 108 km per hour. Kilometer is in numerator and hour is in denominator. So in order to convert kilometer into meter, what we have to do? Multiply with 1000, because 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So multiply with 1000, then divided by 1 hour. 1 hour means how many seconds? 60 into 60 seconds. So divide by 60 into 60. So on simplifying this, you will get 30 meter per second. So the initial velocity of the car is 30 meter per second. Comes to rest. Comes to rest means what? Final velocity is 0. Then after 4 seconds, time is 4 seconds. On applying brake, if the mass of the car including the passenger is 1000 kg, what will be the force applied when brake is applied? So we have to find out force. So using second law, Newton's second law of motion, we can able to find force using the equation F is equal to mass into acceleration. We already know mass. In the question itself, mass is given, but acceleration is not given. So we have to find out acceleration. So how can we find? We know the equation acceleration is equal to v minus u by t. V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and t is the time. So what is the final velocity here? 0. 0 minus 30 divided by time is 4. Simplifying this, we will get minus 7500 Newton. The negative sign indicates that the applied force is opposite to the direction of motion. So here force is equal to minus 7500 Newton. So what it indicates? Yes, the applied force is in the opposite direction to the motion. Suppose the object is moving in this direction, then the applied force is opposite to this motion. Next question. Velocity of an object of mass 5 kg increases from 3 meter per second to 5 meter per second. So velocity increases from 3 to 7, means initial velocity is 3 and final velocity is 7 meter per second. On applying a force continuously for 2 seconds, so time is 2 seconds. Find out the force applied. So we have to find out the force. Here mass is given as 5 kg. So we know the equation to find out force. F is equal to mass into acceleration. So substitute the values so that you will get F is equal to 10 Newton. If the duration for which force acts is extended to 5 seconds, what will be the velocity of the object then? So we have to find out. So find out if the duration for which force acts is extended to 5 seconds. Now the time is 5 seconds. What will be the velocity of the object? So we have to find the final velocity of the object on applying a force for 5 seconds. So for that we have to use this equation. V is equal to u plus at. So v is the final velocity, u initial velocity, a is the acceleration, and t is time. So u is given 3 meter per second and acceleration is not given, t is 5 seconds. So first, in the first step we have to find acceleration. So acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. So what is the force? Yes, force is equal to 10 Newton divided by mass is 5 kilogram. That is 2 meter per second square is the acceleration. So substitute the values in this equation and you will get V. So V is equal to 13 meter per second. So write this equation and answer in your notebook. So without looking the answer, you have to solve the problem. Okay. Velocity time graph of an object of mass 20 gram moving along the surface of a long table is given below. So here velocity time graph is given. See, when the time was 0 second, the velocity of the object is 20 meter per second. So after the time 1 second, the velocity of the object decreased. Then on increasing the time, the velocity of the object decreased, and in the 10 second, the velocity of the object became 0 meter per second. What is the frictional force experienced by the object? So we have to find out the frictional force experienced by the object. So frictional force is a kind of force. So how can we find the force? Yes, using the equation F is equal to ma. So mass is given 20 gram. So we have to find out acceleration. F is equal to m into a. So m is 20 gram. We have to convert this into kilogram. So divide it by 1000 because 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. So to convert gram to kilogram, we have to divide it by 1000. Then acceleration is equal to v minus u by t. So what is the final velocity here? Final velocity of the object is 0 meter per second and initial velocity is 20. So on substituting and simplifying, you will get minus 0.04 Newton. So frictional force is equal to this much. The negative sign shows that frictional force is acting opposite to the direction of motion of the object. So frictional force, here the sign of force is negative. That means the frictional force is acting opposite to the direction of motion. Next question. M1 and M2 are the masses of two bodies. When a force of 5 Newton is applied on each body, M1 gets an acceleration of 10 meter per second square and M2 20 meter per second square. If the two bodies are tied together and the same force is applied, find the acceleration of the combined system. So in this problem, M1 and M2 are the two masses of two bodies. When a force of 5 Newton is applied on each body, M1 gets an acceleration of 10 meter per second square. So on applying a force of 5 Newton on M1, it gets an acceleration of 10 meter per second square. And M2 gets an acceleration of 20 meter per second square. If two bodies are tied together and the same force of 5 Newton is applied, we have to find out the acceleration of the combined system. So we know the equation force is equal to mass into acceleration. So in the first step, we have to find out the mass of two objects. So how can we find the mass of object? Yes, if we know force and acceleration, then we can able to find out the mass. So F is equal to m1 into a1, where m1 is the mass of first object and a1 is the acceleration of that object. So in the question it is given a1 is equal to 10 meter per second square and a2 is equal to 20 meter per second square. So from this equation we can write m1 is equal to F divided by A1. So F is 5 Newton divided by A1 is 10. 5 by 10 gives 0.5 kilogram. Then using the same equation we can write M2 is equal to F by A2. F is 5 and A2 is 20. So 5 by 20 gives 0.25 kilogram. So mass of first object is 0.5 kilogram and mass of second object is 0.25 kilogram. When the two bodies are tied together, so if you tie the two bodies, what will happen? The resultant mass is equal to m1 plus m2, that is 0.5 kilogram plus 0.25 kilogram, that is 0.75 kilogram. Then acceleration A is equal to F by m. The same mass is applied on the two bodies, that is 5 Newton divided by the resultant mass is 0.75. So on simplifying this, we will get 6.666 meter per second square. So this 6.66 can be written as 6.67 meter per second square. So dear students, in today's class what we learnt? Yes, what is momentum and Newton's second law of motion.